Welcome to the Canadian Rally Championship on TSN.
Rally car racing is, if you can imagine you in a really hot car driving as fast as you want on the most badass road you can find.
Rally car racing is a road, a clock, and a car. Each car needs to go one at a time, the fastest as possible on a piece of road, and the person who's the quickest at the end of all those special stages wins the rally.
Rallying is taking a car and going as fast as you can without having to worry about the cops.
Welcome to the wilds of rural Quebec. This is Maniwaki, about an hour and a half north of Ottawa. It's cold, and it's the scene of the first event in the Canadian Rally Championship, the Rallye Perce-Neige.
The Rallye Perce-Neige is one of the Canadian classic events, or North American classic events, really. It's a rally that is really hardcore.
It's very hard to find the right rhythm. It's very slippery. They have a lot of long stages.
We've got stages that are 30 miles long or 50 kilometers long, and they're way out in the bush.
This year looks like we're in for a skating rink through the forest.
And the roads are all nasty, off-camber, corners that tighten with no snowbanks.
It's not like gravel rally or tarmac rally. You know, you have to be very careful and patient.
You think everything's all set for the 5 first cars, and you go into the last 2 stages and everything changes.
Antoine and I have a lot of mutual respect for each other.
Pat Richard is the man I need to beat. And
He's the guy to beat.
The Canadian Rally Championship is brought to you by Subaru, confidence in motion, and by Yokohama Tire Canada. The teams line up for the start and think about their strategy for the battle they're about to stage in the forest.
We're first on the road, so we're a bit of guinea pigs, but I always push my hardest, try to come in service in the first or second place, and I'll be happy.
The strategy, I think it's going to be a very long rally, so at the beginning I don't think we'll go that hard. We'll try to have a good rhythm and see what the pace looks like and what the others are doing. Hopefully we picked up the right tires. It's very slippery, but steady at the start, and then we'll see where we are, and if we need to push, we'll push later on.
Antoine, le stage!
It's the first rally of Canadian Championship. I believe we have a decent chance at the championship this year. With the conditions like we're in for, skating rink of a rally, we just have to try to stay on the road.
C'est un rallye extrêmement difficile. Les pneus, le choix de pneus, aller doucement, mais rapide en même temps.
C'est un départ pour Steve Hobbs.
There's a lot of different kind of surface, so we will try to manage that.
Stay on the road. That's our primary goal. Stay on the road.
After a short transit to the first time stage, the teams put on their gear for battle. Pat Richard met his new co-driver yesterday when he got off the plane from the Isle of Man. Good relationships in a rally car take years to build, so Richard is brave to try out someone brand new on a treacherous event. Richard's main rival, Antoine Lestage, has been winning rallies with his co-driver Nathalie Richard for over 6 years, and she's Pat Richard's sister.
After 250, slide right over long crest, care, brake, slippy. Keep right half long and a turn left 2. So slide right, care, brake, slippy.
Crazy Leo got his nickname for some pretty extreme driving in the past, but he's being careful so far today.
Very in, to let care, late left one, very in 12, half long right one, ice.
The drivers use these early stages to size each other up and prepare their battle plan for the difficult later stages. Lestage is fastest, but behind him, less than 1 second covers Richard, Crazy Leo, and Steve Hobbs. Hugo Desgrenais has been best friends with his co-driver Eric Kirby since they were 6 years old, and Kirby helped build their car. Hugo was the 2010 Canadian Novice Driver of the Year.
Gauche 3 moins intérieur. Droite 4 moins over crest, ferme sur une 3 moins intérieure. Ferme sur une 3 moins intérieure. Gauche 6 plus. Droite 6 long. Attention, break.
Max Riddle, 2011 Canadian Novice Driver of the Year, is here from Vancouver. And there's a fleet of fast Mitsubishis, led by Simon Lausier and Maxime Lausier, both sons of former rally driver Ray Jean, who now owns a Mitsubishi dealership. Hardy Schmidtke and John Hall towed out from Alberta for this race. Former top driver Jean-Sébastien Besner is back to keep the younger guys honest. Frank and Larissa Lognier used too much of the road and get a flat tire for hitting the ice bank. In the two-wheel drive class, Simon Dube goes fast out of the gate, confident and smooth in his VW.
5 careful, gauche 6 crest et droite 2.
Front drive cars have a traction advantage in the two-wheel drive class, but it takes special skills to make them rotate. Rear drive cars, like Martin Walter's Nissan 240, can be a handful. Paul Hartl and Chuck Story in their VW are experienced and consistent, and they actually like driving on ice. After 2 stages, Lestage leads the field and Crazy Leo is in second. Richard and Fag are still working on their rhythm in third, but it's too soon to predict what this means for the final result. After the break, Lestage's easy lead
Okay, yep.
turns to heartbreak. Welcome back to the Canadian Rally Championship on TSN. After 2 stages, Antoine Lestage is leading the Rallye Perce-Neige. He's won it 5 times before, but he's not going to win it this year.
Into left 5 minus. Opens. 150. Left 6 plus over crest. Tightens 5 minus. Over second small crest.
Something's broken.
Okay, yep. Keep in, brake. Transmission?
Engine, I think.
We broke the engine in the 3rd stage, like 3Ks in the 3rd stage, and so it's something weird. I don't know exactly what's the problem, but it just stopped, and it's too bad because it was going well. We were leading the rally without taking any chances. I was really comfortable with the car after last weekend, so but that's rally. It is what it is.
There's nothing left for the Rockstar team to do but put the car back in the trailer. With Lestage's retirement, everyone moves up 1 place, but Pat Richard does one better by overhauling Crazy Leo on stage 3, taking the lead. Crazy Leo is in 2nd place and within reach of the lead. He's got his own special language for pace notes.
Leftish, tightens before trees, half long 4, ice.
But now he's dealing with a mental challenge at Perce-Neige, trying to forget what happened here last year. That is what going backwards into a post at over 150 kilometers per hour looks like. And if you wondered where Crazy Leo got his nickname, he went on to finish 2nd overall last year after that crash.
20, leftish over crest, believe 40 slippy, right 2, out. Believe 40 slippy, right 2, out.
So this year, as he races through his crash stage from last year, he has to forget that big impact. He probably didn't even think about it. Steve Hobbs is consistently running in 3rd overall, true to his plan of driving a measured rally. His car was formerly driven by X Games star Travis Pastrana, and now Hobbs is starting to unlock its potential. Maxime Lausier is busy driving his older brother crazy, staying ahead of Simon and running in 4th overall. Hugo Deschenes is holding station in 5th, but his strategy is to push on the later stages in the deep woods.
Bon, droite 5 points short, sur gauche 5 points intérieur très très long, off camber. Gauche 5 points intérieur très très long, off camber.
Frank Lognier is still using all of the road, and then some. But on a rally like this, that's risky. And he's properly stuck. In a situation like this, your only hope is for another competitor to pull you out, but they lose time that way. But a good Samaritan comes along, rookie Eric Vlasic in a Subaru Legacy. Lognier loses 8 minutes for his mistake, but at least he can continue. Crazy Leo wins stages 5 and 6, taking 22 seconds from Pat Richard in 18 kilometers to grab the lead. Simon Dube has his Volkswagen up to a remarkable 8th overall and leads the two-wheel drive class by 2.5 minutes. But even with that lead, he can still have a problem. Welcome back to the Rallye Perce-Neige and the Canadian Rally Championship on TSN. The teams are in service preparing their cars for the long forest stages ahead, deciding on the best tires and analyzing what they've done so far.
The car felt very good actually before I even knew the times. It was like, wow, I have grip even on polished tires, it seems to be working. And then we learned that the times were decent, and then we kept going kind of at it at our pace, and because of Antoine's mechanical problems, which is unfortunate. And I don't know what's going on with Pat exactly, but it looks like we're in the lead now.
Well, it's been the slipperiest Perce-Neige rally I've ever seen. I've done a few of these rallies, and won it a few times, and this is the slipperiest conditions I've ever seen here. We started out of the gate pretty mellow because we got a new co-driver, but Rob's doing a great job. Got no problems at all.
We start really slow to try to keep the pace a little bit faster every block we will have later in the afternoon, but it was pretty good. We didn't touch nothing, and we did some crazy sideways, but no spin out. I will check the time a little bit later, on the other block, because I'm not able to go faster, and if I go faster, maybe I'm gonna crash.
C'est sûr qu'avoir une 3e place ou une 4e, mais un podium, c'est sûr qu'on court tout pour avoir un peu le podium.
Crazy Leo and Pat Richard battle for the lead of who can get out of service first. Leo wins this one. Out on the stages, the battle between Pat Richard and Crazy Leo is incredibly tense, with Richard winning stage 7 to regain the lead. Crazy Leo puts the hammer down to win the next 2 stages and get back to within 0.3 of a second of Richard in first place. Steve Hobbs is happy to let the 2 guys in front of him go at each other and maybe push each other off the road. Hugo Deschenes is consistent, but still down around 5th place, swapping times with both of the Lausier brothers, Maxime in the orange Mitsubishi and Simon in the green one, and Alexandre Bellon, who's only a few seconds behind. Traction is the challenge at any rally, and on a winter rally even more so. 2 days ago, the temperatures shot above freezing, it rained, and now it's down to -23°C, so there is pure, treacherous ice on most of the roads, except where the township has put down sand. All the top teams have chosen to go out on commercially available winter street tires that they've prepared with their own special cuts and abrasions. But there's still almost no traction on the ice, and these tires wear away very fast on sand. Even worse, it's very easy to get a puncture without the reinforcement of a racing tire. So all of the drivers are walking on a tightrope. If the Rallye Perce-Neige is difficult enough in a 4-wheel drive car, it's almost impossible in a 2-wheel drive car. Marc-Andre Larose, in a rear-drive BMW and 2nd place in class, tells us about it.
4-wheel drive against 2-wheel drive, of course, it's the acceleration. Braking is pretty much the same, but if you're sideways, then it's better 4-wheel drive to stabilize, but really it's the get-go, every acceleration. But rear-wheel drive, when you accelerate out of a corner on ice, well, of course, it's sideways everywhere.
Simon Dube and Patrick Lavigne extend their class lead to 3.5 minutes over Larose and Lafrenière in the BMW.
If stage 1, 2, 3,
was good, but I take a little bit too much chances and I almost go off-road.
The rest of the two-wheel drive pack is searching for traction. Montrealers Gauvreau and Roussin in the front-drive Ford Fiesta find some of the hills are hard. While Deschenes and Asselin pedal their Toyota Echo, Klosterneck and Dowell are in the front-drive Lancer, and the experienced Ontario team of Paul Hartl and Chuck Story are bringing up the rear, waiting for the rally to come to them. Walter and Troutsmandorf in the rear-drive Nissan have some excitement.
Went as it was supposed to, took it nice and easy, no drama, until like the fourth stage where a couple corners from the end, a car was off in front of us and it just got back in the car, hadn't left yet. We come around the corner and it was a choice of either T-bone them or hit the snowbank. And, you know, we were up the snowbank like this with our rear-wheel drive, we were stuck, but everyone's probably going to have a turn in a snowbank today, so you never give up till the fat lady sings, right?
And Martin Walter soon proves correct. Simon Dube and Patrick Lavigne eventually have more than a 14-minute lead in the two-wheel drive class, and they could cruise to a class win. But that's not how they race.
Droite 6 over crest, roche 40, crest du gauche 5 moins.
While going flat out in the first of the night stages, they push it just a little too far. The amazing thing about getting stuck in a snowbank in Quebec is that there's usually a group of crazy, frozen spectators just waiting to push a car back on the road. Dube will lose over 2 minutes here, but still keep his huge class lead. This time.
Very bad. For me, yeah, we go off-road and people came push us to come out of the ditch, so very bad for us.
Back in the four-wheel drive battle, Crazy Leo is flat out trying to get back in the lead, but gets a flat tire on stage 11, losing 3 minutes and dropping to 4th overall.
We got through the rough part okay, and then hit a rock which was kind of on the road actually. So very unlucky, had to stop, change it, probably lost second or whatever place first we had by minutes now.
So Pat Richard and Rob Fagg now have the lead all to themselves.
We went into it leading by 20 seconds or something like that, and Leo had a flat, so we backed right off. At the end of that stage, we were about 2.5 minutes up on Leo or something, like that. And we backed off quite a bit, let Steve Hobbs win the stage, but no big deal. He was about 1:40 behind us, so I know that we've got about a minute lead now, and we're just cruising.
With only 2 stages left in the Rallye Perce-Neige, Richard and Fagg have a 42-second lead over Hobbs and Tremblay. Crazy Leo and Carl Williamson are now less than 10 seconds off the podium, so they'll be flat out. But flat out can have consequences.
Tightens 2 small cut. Some suspension.
Welcome back to the Rallye Perce-Neige and the Canadian Rally Championship. Pat Richard in the Subaru Team Canada car has been in a tight battle with Crazy Leo Ehrlichich after Antoine Lestage blew his engine in the Rockstar Mitsubishi. Steve Hobbs has been holding a safe position behind the leaders, and Hugo Desgrenets pushed hard and won the first long forest stage to haul himself up to a potential podium spot. The Canadian Rally Championship is brought to you by Subaru. Confidence in motion. Kitigan Zibi is the longest, most remote, most challenging rally stage in North America. Pat Richard goes into it in the lead, but he's got 50 kilometers of ice between him and the finish. Crazy Leo has dropped back to 4th overall, but knows that he can get back on the podium, so he's pushing hard.
Opens long into latish left 5 over crest.
One there.
Latish left 5 over crest, tightens 1/2.
Steve Hobbs is holding on to 2nd overall. And Hugo Desgrenets is on the bubble, with Crazy Leo hunting him down. But in the forest at Perce-Neige, a tiny mistake can have epic consequences, like here for Crazy Leo.
Short left 5 over crest, 50. Left 4 minus after crest, Lynn, tightens 2 small cut. Tightens 2 small cut. Some suspension.
Yeah.
Pull off to the right if you can.
That's it.
Oh,
Leo hits a rock in the snowbank and blows the front shock cleanly through the hood. Hugo Deschenes finds Crazy Leo in the woods and gives him the thumbs up because Leo and Williamson look to be physically okay, but Hugo also knows that this puts him on the podium. Simon Dube starts the last long stage of the rally with a 13-minute lead in two-wheel drive despite their earlier crash. But like Crazy Leo, they won't make it out of this stage. Martin Walter is down to only one gear in his transmission, but it's enough to haul him through the stage and past Dube, who has beached his VW where this time there are no spectators to lift him out. The final stage of the rally is less than a kilometer long and back in the town of Maniwaki. The weary teams line up for it knowing they're almost done this epic event. Pat Richard takes the start and gives the crowd a show. With only meters left, teams race across an historic covered bridge. And with that, Pat Richard and Rob Fagg win the 2013 Rallye Perce-Neige.
Oh, I feel pretty good. We had a pretty clean day, not a single spin, no drama. Car ran perfect, so what more can the guy ask for?
Steve Hobbs and Jean-Mathieu Tremblay bring it home in second with a smart, measured drive.
Ah, je me sens vraiment bien. Écoute, une deuxième place aujourd'hui, c'est fantastique. L'équipe a travaillé vraiment fort, puis je suis vraiment content.
And Hugo Deschenes and Eric Kirby use their strategy of going hard on the long stages to complete a Subaru hat trick with third overall.
We put all the energy for the long stage for the big boys in the wood, Kitigan Zibi and the long 50K, and I think it paid because I think we're third, yeah.
Paul Hartl and Chuck Story benefit from Martin Walter being down to one gear and overhaul him on the long stage to win the two-wheel drive class. Deschenes in the Toyota rounds out the podium. And Hartl does love the ice.
Perfect rally, I love it here. There is nothing better than ice on the Kitigan Zibi.
At the finish, Subarus sweep the overall podium, and Pat Richard and Subaru Team Canada take the lead on the 2013 Canadian Rally Championship, with a big jump on rival Antoine Lestage, who retired early with a blown engine. Jeremy Norris takes the production four-wheel drive win and cracks into the top 8. In two-wheel drive, it's Hartl, Walter, and Deschenes after Simon Dube gets stuck only 11 kilometers from the end. As the teams spray champagne and enjoy their victories, it won't be long until they start thinking about the scene of their next battle. And that'll be in the Gaspé Peninsula of Quebec in high summer for the Rallye Baie de Chaleur. Tune in next time for the second round of the 2013 Canadian Rally Championship on TSN.